Fellas, let me tell you something. Men will do anything for a woman who gives them a certain feeling. Now, I ain't talking about just love. Love is great, but there's something deeper that drives a man to move mountains for a woman. It's peace. See, a man goes out into the world every day, battling stress, pressure, and expectations. He's out there trying to win, trying to be somebody. But when he comes home, he don't want more battles. He doesn't want more stress. What he needs is a woman who makes him feel safe. Men will do anything for a woman who gives them a certain feeling. It's not just about love. Love is great, but there's something deeper that drives a man to move mountains for a woman. It's peace. A man wakes up every day and steps into a world that demands so much from him. He has to work, hustle, compete, and fight through struggles. He's got pressures from his job, from society, from expectations placed on him. He's carrying weight on his shoulders. Whether he talks about it or not, the moment he steps out that door, he's in a battle. And when he comes home, the last thing he wants is another battle. This is where the right woman makes all the difference. When a man finds a woman who understands him, who doesn't add to his stress, but instead helps him handle it, that's the woman he'll do anything for. It's not about perfection. No relationship is perfect, and no man expects a woman to be perfect. What he's looking for deep down is a feeling. He's looking for the person who makes him feel safe, who makes him feel like he's enough, who gives him a reason to keep pushing. You ever see a man who's absolutely crazy about his woman? He's doing everything for her, making sure she's happy, going out of his way to protect her, provide for her, and give her everything she deserves. That's because she gives him peace. A man like that isn't just loyal, he's committed. Because when a man finds a woman who makes his life better instead of harder, he'll hold on to her with everything he's got. Peace doesn't mean a woman has to walk on eggshells or agree with everything a man says. That's not real peace. That's fear. And no real man wants that. Real peace is about understanding. It's about knowing how to support a man without losing yourself in the process. It's about being as calm in the middle of the storm. A lot of women think men are simple, and in some ways they are. A man doesn't need a long list of things. He needs respect, support, and peace. Respect is the foundation. A man needs to feel valued and appreciated. It's not about worshiping him or feeding his ego. It's about letting him know that his efforts matter, that his hard work doesn't go unnoticed. When a woman shows genuine appreciation, when she says, "I see what you're doing and I'm proud of you," that hits a man in a way nothing else can. A man will break his back for a woman who makes him feel like he's her hero. Because at the end of the day, men don't just want to be loved, they want to be needed. They want to feel like they have a purpose in the life of the woman they love. Support is just as important. A man needs to know that his woman is in his corner. The world will tear him down every chance it gets. He doesn't need his woman to do the same. He needs her to believe in him, to encourage him when he's doubting himself. A woman who supports her man, who tells him, "I know you've got what it takes," gives him strength he didn't even know he had. She becomes his motivation. And when a man has that kind of woman by his side, he'll fight through anything to succeed. Not just for himself, but for her. Then comes peace. If respect is the foundation and support is the structure, peace is the roof that holds it all together. A man's home should be his sanctuary. When he walks through that door, he shouldn't feel like he's entering another battlefield. He should feel like he's stepping into a place where he can breathe, where he can let his guard down, where he can be vulnerable without being judged. A peaceful woman isn't one who never speaks her mind or never disagrees. She's one who knows how to handle problems without turning everything into a war. She knows how to talk things out, how to listen, how to bring solutions instead of just complaints. The truth is, a man will give his all to a woman who gives him peace. He'll work harder, love stronger, stay loyal, and do everything in his power to make sure she never has to struggle. Because when a man finds a woman who makes his life better, not harder, he holds on. He doesn't take her for granted. He doesn't look for something else. A lot of relationships fail because people don't understand this. Some women think their man isn't doing enough, but they don't realize that he's exhausted. He's fighting battles she might not even see. And instead of finding peace at home, he's finding more stress. That's when a man shuts down. That's when he pulls away. Not because he doesn't care, but because he feels like he can't win. And when a man feels like he can't win, he stops trying. But when a woman understands this, when she becomes that safe space for him, she unlocks a side of him that most people never get to see. He becomes more open, more loving, more present. He stops holding back because he knows he's in a place where he doesn't have to be tough all the time. There's a saying that behind every strong man is a strong woman, but it's deeper than that. Behind every successful man, every happy man, every man who's living with purpose is a woman who gave him a reason to keep going, a woman who made him feel like he was enough, a woman who reminded him that no matter how hard life gets, he has a home to come back to. This is what men crave, and when they find it, they don't let go. Because a man will fight the world for a woman who makes him feel like home. Men need to feel valued and appreciated. It's not about worshiping them or feeding their egos, but about acknowledging their efforts and recognizing their contributions. A man wants to know that what he does matters. He wants to feel like the hard work he puts in, the sacrifices he makes, and the burdens he carries are not going unnoticed. When a woman shows genuine appreciation, when she tells him, I see what you're doing and I'm proud of you, that affirmation means everything. It gives him a sense of purpose, a reason to keep pushing forward even when life gets tough. A lot of men don't talk about it, but deep down, they fear being taken for granted. They worry that no matter how much they do, it will never be enough. When a man feels like his efforts are constantly overlooked or unappreciated, he starts to lose motivation. He starts to withdraw. He might still go through the motions, but his heart won't be in it. He won't feel that deep driving force to provide, protect, and be the best version of himself. But when a woman makes him feel valued, when she lets him know that his presence and his actions mean something, he will give her everything he has. He will work harder, love deeper, and commit fully because he feels like he is making a difference in her life. Men don't just want to be loved. They want to be needed. They want to feel like they have a role, a purpose in their woman's life. A man needs to know that he is bringing something to the table, that he is making her life better in some way. When he sees that he is needed, he steps up even more. He becomes more protective, more dedicated, more willing to go above and beyond. But when a man feels like he is easily replaceable, like his presence doesn't really matter, he starts to detach. He might stay physically, but emotionally, he will start to check out. He will stop putting in the effort because he no longer sees the point. There is a difference between a man who is merely present and a man who is fully engaged. The difference lies in how appreciated he feels. A man who feels value will wake up every day with a sense of purpose. He will push himself to be better because he knows he is working towards something meaningful. He won't be easily distracted by outside temptations because he will be too focused on building and maintaining what he has. When a woman shows her appreciation, when she takes the time to acknowledge the small things he does, he feels seen, he feels understood, and that feeling is powerful. A lot of women assume that men don't need validation, that they are strong enough to handle anything without reassurance. But even the strongest man wants to know that his efforts are recognized. Even the most confident man has moments of doubt. He may not always say it, but he needs encouragement. He needs to hear that he is doing a good job, that he is enough. A woman's words have the power to build a man up or tear him down. When she speaks life into him, when she reminds him of his worth, he becomes unstoppable. Respect is not just about words, it's about actions. It's about how a woman treats a man when no one is watching. It's about how she talks to him, how she reacts to his efforts, how she supports his goals and dreams. When a woman respects her man, it shows in everything she does. She doesn't belittle him, she doesn't talk down to him, and she doesn't make him feel like he's failing. Instead, she uplifts him. She challenges him in a way that pushes him forward, not in a way that makes him feel inadequate. She understands that respect is the foundation of love, and without it, love cannot thrive. A man will do anything for a woman who makes him feel respected. He will put in the effort, he will stay loyal, and he will prioritize her above all else. Because for a man, respect is not just a preference, it's a necessity. It's what fuels him, it's what drives him to be better. A woman who gives him that feeling will never have to question his commitment. Because when a man feels truly respected, he doesn't look elsewhere, he doesn't seek validation outside of his relationship, he doesn't feel the need to prove himself to anyone else. He is secure, he is focused, and he is all in. Many relationships fail because the importance of respect is overlooked. Some women assume that love is enough, but for a man, respect is love. He doesn't separate the two. If he doesn't feel respected, he won't feel loved, he won't feel like he belongs, and when a man doesn't feel like he belongs, he starts to drift. Not always physically, but emotionally. He will become distant, less engaged, and less willing to put in the effort. But when he feels respected, when he feels like his presence truly matters, he will move mountains to keep the woman who gives him that feeling. A lot of women wonder why their man was so attentive and devoted in the beginning but became distant over time. In many cases, it's because he stopped feeling appreciated. He stopped feeling like his presence was making a difference. And when a man feels like he is no longer needed, he stops trying, not because he doesn't care, but because he doesn't feel like it matters anymore. A man who feels respected will show up every single day. He will invest in his relationship. He will prioritize his woman because for him, respect is what fuels his love. It's what keeps him engaged. It's what makes him want to do better, to be better. The power of respect cannot be underestimated. It is the key to unlocking a man's full potential in a relationship. It is what keeps him loyal, focused, and deeply connected. A man will go above and beyond for a woman who gives him that feeling. He will protect her, provide for her, and make sure she never has to question his devotion. Because when a man feels respected, he gives his all. He doesn't hold back. He doesn't hesitate. He commits fully because he knows he is in the presence of a woman who truly sees him, values him, and appreciates everything he brings to the table. A man's home should be his sanctuary. The world outside is chaotic, full of pressures, expectations, and constant battles. A man walks through life carrying burdens that he doesn't always talk about. He's expected to be strong, to perform, to provide, to handle everything that comes his way. He doesn't always show it, but he feels it. The weight of responsibility is something every man carries, whether he speaks on it or not. When he steps into his home, he's not looking for another battlefield. He's not looking for more conflict, more criticism, or more stress. He's looking for peace. A man will do anything for a woman who makes his life easier instead of harder. He will dedicate himself completely to the woman who brings him comfort, who understands that his battles are not just physical, but mental and emotional. He will go above and beyond for the woman who knows how to bring him calm in a world full of... Because the truth is, a man is not at his best when he is constantly in survival mode. He is not fully present when he feels like he has to stay guarded, like he has to defend himself in his own home. When he finds a woman who allows him to breathe, who creates a space where he doesn't have to fight, he will cherish her. This doesn't mean a woman should suppress her own feelings or needs. Peace is not about silence, and it's not about ignoring problems. Real peace comes from understanding, from knowing how to handle challenges without turning them into wars. It comes from communication, from choosing to approach issues with solutions instead of blame. A man is not looking for perfection. He knows there will be disagreements, challenges, and moments of frustration. But what matters is how those moments are handled. Does she approach problems with patience, with the intention to fix them? Or does she add fuel to the fire, making everything feel like another battle he has to fight? A peaceful woman knows the power of her energy. She knows that she sets the tone for the relationship. When she is calm, understanding, and supportive, the man naturally steps into his best self. He feels safe enough to be vulnerable. He feels comfortable enough to share his thoughts, his worries, and his dreams. When a man feels that kind of emotional security, he becomes more affectionate, more attentive, and more invested in the relationship. He doesn't hold back because he knows he's in a space where he is valued and accepted. Many relationships suffer not because of a lack of love, but because of a lack of peace. A man might deeply love his woman, but if the relationship constantly feels like an emotional roller coaster, he will start to withdraw. He might not leave physically, but he will check out emotionally. He will start to crave distance, looking for places where he can breathe, where he doesn't feel like he's under attack. And that's when problems begin. That's when he starts spending more time away, finding distractions, or shutting down completely. A man doesn't need his woman to agree with him all the time. He doesn't need a woman who never speaks her mind. In fact, he respects a woman who has her own thoughts, her own opinions, and her own sense of identity. But what he does need is a woman who knows how to express herself without making him feel like the enemy. A man will listen when he feels respected. He will make changes when he feels like his efforts are appreciated, not constantly criticized. The way a woman speaks to a man determines how he responds. If she talks to him with care, with patience, with the intention of building instead of breaking, he will hear her. He will value what she says, and he will make an effort to improve. A lot of women underestimate the power of peace in a relationship. They focus on love, on passion, on attraction, all of which are important, but none of which can replace peace. A man can be madly in love with a woman, but if she constantly brings him stress, he will struggle to stay connected. He might not leave right away, but he will start to distance himself. He will start looking for ways to escape the constant tension. On the other hand, when a woman brings peace into a man's life, he becomes devoted. He doesn't just stay, he invests. He looks for ways to make her happy. He protects her, provides for her, and makes sure she always feels secure, because he knows that she is his refuge, his safe space, and a man will do anything to protect the one place where he can truly be himself. Men are naturally wired to protect and provide. But when a man feels like his woman is constantly attacking him, like he is never enough no matter what he does, he starts to feel defeated. He starts to question whether his efforts even matter. That's when he starts pulling away, not because he wants to, but because he feels like he has no choice. A man will shut down when he feels like no matter how hard he tries, he can't win. But when a woman makes a man feel like he is winning, like he is doing something right, like his presence is truly valued, he will give her everything. He will go out of his way to make her happy. He will sacrifice, he will commit, and he will stay loyal. Because for a man, peace is not just about avoiding stress. It's about feeling like he is in a place where he belongs, a place where he is wanted, needed, and appreciated. Some women wonder why their man was so affectionate, attentive, and engaged in the beginning, but became distant over time. In many cases, it's because he stopped feeling peace in the relationship. He started feeling more pressure, more stress, more negativity. And when a man feels like his home is no longer a place of comfort, he starts looking for that feeling elsewhere. Not always in another woman, but sometimes in work, in hobbies, in isolation. He will start spending less time at home, less time communicating, less time engaging. Not because he has stopped loving her, but because he no longer feels at ease. A peaceful woman is not weak. She is not someone who lets things slide, who never speaks up, who avoids conflict at all costs. She is simply a woman who understands balance. She knows that love is not just about passion and romance. It's about creating a life together that feels good, that feels stable, that feels safe. She understands that a man thrives when he feels appreciated, when he feels like his efforts are seen, when he feels like coming home is a relief, not another challenge. A man will do anything for a woman who gives him peace. He will stay loyal. He will give his all. He will build a future with her. Because when a man finds a woman who makes his life better instead of harder, he knows he has found something rare. And when he finds that, he won't let go. He won't take it for granted. He won't look for something else. Because at the end of the day, a man doesn't just want love, he wants peace. And when he finds it, he will protect it with everything he has.